In chemistry, pH is a measure of acidity or basicity of an aqueous solution. Solutions with pH less than 7 are said to be acidic, and solutions with pH greater than 7 are basic or alkaline. Pure water has a pH of 7. Write a Java method code is pH that receives an integer value representing pH value of a sample. The method should then use if-else statements to return a string indicating whether the pH is acidic, neutral, basic, or invalid. So we're going to have a method. Again, I'm going to use public just to make it public, and I'm going to use static just to avoid creating objects in main. Now, it's very much okay, by the way, if you don't add static, it will still be correct. But just to be safe, you can add static is pH. This method receives pH, which is an integer. Then what I'll do here is, and I'll make the conditions. If pH is more than 0 and pH is less than 7, that pH is what? Acidic. So we're going to have return acidic. Now, here's where most people make mistakes. So most people would say system.out.println here, but always remember, because it's a function, it has to return something if it's not void. So as opposed to saying cout, say return. Very important here. So return acidic, then else if pH is equal to 7, we say return neutral. Else if pH is more than 7 and pH is less than or equal to 14, then we say return basic. To be safe, we're going to say else return invalid input. That's how you write this function. It doesn't mean you have to write the entire program, no. So what I'll do is I'm going to try to call this function just like we did in question 1. Then I'm going to pass in, first I'll say the pH is, then I'll call this method is pH, and I'll pass in, let's pass in 7. It has to give us what? Neutral. That's how you know it's working. pH, oh sorry, I made a mistake here. So pH like that, yeah. So running it, we are running it right now. And it gives us this pH is, the pH is neutral. So that's how you know it's working. You can test the other codes, I mean the other numbers from 1 to 7 up to 14. Here's how it looks like on paper. So start from here, then it ends somewhere here, just like that, just like it is in the code from here to here. You don't have to write this code, the one in main, no. Just write the same code I've highlighted. And that's how you answer the question. Now, moving on to the other question, which says, rewrite the function using switch cases. Assume all values are integers. So what I'll do is I'll remove this part. Then I'll say switch, and we're passing in pH. Switch, sorry, I've swapped the word switch. Yeah, switch. We're going to have cases.
Case 0, case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6.
So for all these cases, what we are saying is just say return acidic. That's the first item to highlight here. Second thing we're doing is we're going to say case 7 return neutral. Before the case 7, you have to break your statement. Don't forget to break. So I'm going to add a break statement here. Break. Then I'll remove this. Then the last thing I'll do is I'll say case. Just copy these numbers here. I'll just change the numbers. So I'll copy these and I'll paste them here. Then I'll just change, say, case 8,
case 9, case 10, case 11, case 12, case 13, and case 14.
Return basic, like that. Default. So like how we're saying else there, here we're saying default. So default return invalid input. Then we break from here as well. So it says unreachable code here, right? Now this is because we are writing a function. I forgot to mention we can only use switch cases and adding a break statement if we're dealing with them directly in main. So I'll remove this. Yeah, it brings no error now. Then I'll run the code again to see if it's going to give me 7 as the pH. So there we go. The pH is neutral because I've passed in 7. And this is how it looks like. Starting from here up to here. Yeah. So this is question 2. Let's move to the next question. Let's move on.